from Neon can have massive value. This map is all about long sight lines, and that wall just goes on and on. They got a little set piece going here. The pistol rounds, massively important in this game. And already,
they're squeezing them.
Flashed up, and I don't know what was going on there, as both of the duelist players were just kind of crossing each other's paths.
Yeah, they're just trying to basically work their way up one side of mid and into elbow to try and squeeze any sort of attempt of mid control from EG.
And they did it. Apot's managed to push down here, though, and he's going to be able to get a backstab onto Flyer. I mean, the timing is just perfect, but they know he's here now. Can they deal with Apoth, or is he going to cause even more trouble?
This is trouble, and you have to take care of him. Off to the side, that's a bit of a ghost moment. He will fall, still Busio wins out his one, takes him out. The player's removed, now Poise just left alone. It's a 1v2, unaware really of where the second player could be, and what a perfect flash from Reformed.
Gorgeous flash, 3 kills up on the round as well, and even though that opening engagement did not favor EG, they managed to escape and turn it around with Apoth. Yeah. Really nice idea of how you can be dynamic in multiple parts of the map on a pistol, because teams are not going to be holding a default with all of their utility. Oh, no, Faze. We're not going to force, are we? Oh, my word. Here it comes again. They're deciding.
Superman was... No, I mean, I think they're committing to it.
It looks like it.
Apart from...
Is Baby Bay not going to buy here? Why would you not have your entry player...
There we go.
Okay, no, there we go. Okay, grabs a stinger towards the end. All right, here we go. A little mid to A. This is where the wall can come in really handy for Baby Bay.
Knife flash, everything being used, but the counter utility, and the fragment. Look at that.
Great
them off with the double doors. Even a snake bite as well. Just layers of it. Shocked at. I don't know how that didn't do more damage, but they are being chunked down regardless of it. All the players quite weak from Faze now, and his Faze could be disastrous. Still Baby Bay. He's worked his way in. The stinger in hand. We're getting the one still up top. Oh, okay. Swinging it through. Calm it down a little bit now. 2 players left standing for Faze. One of them quite low, poised. Can't really do too much damage with a Spectre in hand from this kind of range, and it's up to Fly to take some risks. Moving his way through. He knows he's there. The double swing lining up for but a moment.
That would have been absurd. Had he hit a Sheriff collateral to finish the round, it would have truly been the cherry on top of the cake. Faze try another one there. Another bite of the apple, seeing if they can grab a force buy round. But these have not been working. No. They just simply haven't been working.
And the trend of that first map, Josh, has been that it just snowballs out of control.
Yep.
Team that ends up forcing
each time round. It just puts them at a position, and it's not necessarily that your own economy is terrible there, but when you win, you don't get the same economic impact on your opponent's economy that you're somewhat expecting, you know? So EG are just going to build up a bit of a Fort Knox, a bank vault here that might eventually be unassailable. Jorgamo Boostio already with Vandals in hand, and that is a dangerous concept. Love this angle for Jorgamo. Would have been better, obviously, pre-jet nerf, but still a very useful one to be able to grab a pick and still activate that dash before the second player can swing. So unexpected.
With the door open. I mean, Fly's worked his way up onto a particular angle. Okay, Neon Wall.
Neon Wall there just to try and deny a bit of information, so Boostio might think they've crossed up the nest.
Yeah, it's to fake that lurk into mid.
This is such a bold play for Apoth to do on an anti-eco.
I'm just not scared of it, is he? Not scared of it. Still working his way in, but it's being slightly covered. The shot missed. Will be a play. He made the double swing. Weapon's not good. Still poised. He will collect the kill. Maybe moving forwards. Com's able to just return it. Still, now the Viper's Pit in play for them. Ooh, the tag.
Look at Superman's position. I mean, he is so close with this Spectre.
Right above him.
Oh, he's going to land on his head.
He's behind him, and he doesn't even know it. Superman whips around, collects the kill. Come with a bit of spam, just praying for one connection. This Viper's Pit in round 3.
And Bren, it's going to be the same thing again. Faze, they lose the force buy, but they're able to win the Thrifty straight afterwards. I mean, this map is just...
Did it come down to the Viper's Pit as well last time?
Something seems to tell me that it did. My memory failing me, but there was certainly a round where Superman was able to get huge value out of a Viper Pit like that. Either way, though, I think we're already seeing Faze just happy to take those fights whenever they want. Baby Bay won at 1v1, just speeding in there with a frenzy. Look at this. Stunned up, slides in, and there's nothing that Reform can do. Apoth overextends, in my opinion, here towards the back line. Just trying to grab one too many kills. And then this position for Superman was gorgeous. Faze already showing that they are dangerous on these all-in pieces. And that's what they're going to be doing. A lot of
all-ins just like this. I mean, Baby happy to play up close and personal, even against this eco, because he wasn't really using a weapon other than his ultimate.
Yep, he doesn't donate anything. It's not like you can pick up the lightning fingers.
Be wild if he could, though.
To see a Brimstone out there shooting lightning from his fingers.
Would be mad.
You can't teach an old dog new tricks, though, man.
True. Play a lot of Brimstone?
Not on this map. That's actually a pretty large pick, though. We've got post-plant positions being played here. I don't think it's going to be possible for EG to pull off the retake, especially with Dicey. I mean, the recon dart just gives them all of the information they need as well.
Shot dart being played. They now know that Dicey is just working his way up to the side, and all that utility just laid down. Safe hands.
Yep. And that's a different idea from Faze in that round. They made it look like it was an all-in piece towards mid, dragged the defenders to deal with Baby Bay, and they got a free entry to the A site where they were able to get the plant down. So already here, I think Faze are showcasing that despite the fact we haven't seen them play Breeze, they've been playing Breeze. I mean, you don't just pull out rounds like this and ideas like this without having some level of at least scrim prep and ideas in your head of like how the concepts work. And frankly, Baby Bay's been really good on Neon. His Neon has been thematically just fitting the way that he likes to play.
So good. I mean, he gets supported very well.
Just immediately slides in past the normal sightline that people would be playing, but Busio sprays down too.
And they've got the crossfire going. Apoth, all that was going on as well. I mean, he lays down a very interesting Viper's pit just to try and hold down that Hall's control.
He's a wizard. He's casting spells.
The hands cast out. Boys, you're not going to be allowed about... Yeah. No one's getting you up there.
And there's a flank coming as well from Jorgamo in Cave, so these players, they're living on borrowed time here. Simply no opportunity for Flyer to win this one. Shouldn't have been. There shouldn't have been.
Got the egg curse. It might be living, but not quite. Com shuts it down, and he saves your reputation, Josh.
I'm sweating.
For a second. I mean, well, he doesn't quite save it. He turns it. I mean, you've got a reputation for the opposite.
Yeah, listen, that's what we call all good.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Jorgamo misses, but they still win the round. All good. EG are gonna get into the lead there. Off the back, really, of Busio just spraying down too, holding his ground, being confident enough that he wasn't getting pushed. It is really difficult to anchor against Neon comps because the Neon is in your face, flanking you so quickly, and you want to try and deal with the entry player or the people following them, but the timings just, you get overwhelmed really quickly.
Yeah, it's very hard to use any sort of utility to try and push away the fast attempts. Once more. He's just not messing around, immediately taking that elbow control. Drone being used, again, I think just to try and potentially pull players over towards it, but this time, okay, Jorgamo's just watching the angle. Flyer didn't really have much support from Baby Bay. The angle wasn't really being watched. I think they were cautious of...
I think he peeked just a second before the wall was being placed. Because Baby Bay did use his Neon wall there to try and cut off a sight line. And this is going to be an A pinch where Baby Bay now becomes a lurker. And he's got a great timing on Jorgamo, except he's aware of it.
And the spike is moving his way all the way, running up mid. Jorgamo. Is he aware? No noise being made.
Wow.
Walking with the knife out. Lucio as well, holding down that one.
Spike down mid.
They now know. That spike drop down in tunnel, the players are going to be... Well, okay.
There are players everywhere, bro.
Yeah, they are literally
simply everywhere.
You're not going to be expecting Baby Bay to be lurking behind that box. I mean, that's an absolute ranked insta-lock Reina play, but okay, he tries to go for the movement. It's not quite good enough for them still. Dicey this time for some reason, pushing out of the double doors area. Might be able to cover some of it, but no, 4 kills. Jorgamo around.
Yeah. Getting very active without actually pushing too aggressively there. Jorgamo just finding his positions around tunnel and then wrapping around back up the nest, fighting those kind of positions. A lot of the time you'd expect EG's comp to maybe have Jorgamo push caves or push halls or push deep down mid. But those kind of rounds he doesn't have to extend too far. He can allow Faze with their very aggressive attack side comp to come towards him. And that was the first instance, I think, of Faze just being slightly off with their timings. As Flyer got picked a little early.
A bit more improvisational. The players are so scattered like that.
And when you don't have match experience. with the comp.
Here we go, just shutting it down. You can see that the Neon wall was straight up, but they were ready and waiting for it. Hunter's Fury sent through. Tunnel also just being watched the entire time by Jorgamo.
The knife gives them information that nobody's too close, but they have the spike. I mean, Baby Bay just ran it in for them. Maybe not Baby Bay, actually. I think that was poised. But either way, the spike very much down on site in a position the Faze don't have access to.
And it's going to take a lot. I see the pop flash over. The double peek as well.
And Com has been very happy to go for this flank. Com, Apoth, they are going to be pushing out of A if you make noise on B.
They're not aware of this. There's one. Swing comes through at the same time, and the timing, I mean, just perfect.
And Bren, I'm starting to get worried for Faze, because even though their composition is good, and I think they've got some nice ideas here, EG are already demonstrating that they've got a counter strat for it. And I don't know whether they had this prepped. I don't think they'll have known that Faze would be playing the Neon, but it's such an all-in comp. You are going to be going where Baby Bay is the vast majority of the time. You can throw in a couple of fakes, but it's not a comp that's going to be defaulting too often. Yeah. As soon as they commit onto a site with that wall, with Baby Bay, Com, Apoth has been pushing halls, Com has been pushing cave, and they're just wrapping them so quickly. They're not worried at all that there's going to be a threat on the other side of the map.
Now, I mean, Apoth did get cleared in one of the earlier rounds when he pushed down halls.
Yeah. But the fact that EG are going for it so often means, in my opinion, that when Faze go for those all-out hits, if they get stalled at all, if there's any spam through the smoke, if there's any recon dart that deals with them or a nade, then they're going to have to start watching behind them really quickly.
You can see now, shock dart to try and clear it. No way you're staying on that angle for that long, but gets out of his life. Look at that again. Fragment nade in the choke point to try and push them back. Still, Bebe has worked his way so deep now. The flash was also sent through to try and play it, but EG, anti-flash positions at the back of yellow. They're able to swing out and collect that kill. They're just dropping like flies right now. Still, okay. Get the two, just the pistols in hand. Might be able to get another one as well if these shots keep whipping. Com can't quite find a mark, but eventually it's there. 7 bullets remaining for them, and again, the Viper's pit dropped down.
So he's literally 1 health inside this Viper's pit here as well, as Jorgamo comes once more from behind.
Bit of spam.
Only you.
Oh my goodness. Finds it anyway.
And that's actually another dangerous anti-eco for EG. They've been struggling somewhat on these anti-eco rounds, but managed to make that one work. Those 2 players that were inside the Viper's pit just a bit too weak and getting flanked from all sides. A lot of different ways that they could take this half. But they're already a long way behind.
New beginning. You can see the knife was sent there. Doesn't catch onto Baby Bay. Now Faze looking to re-clear through into this. They are working up. A couple of players. Supporting it. Pop flash play. Not catch onto anyone. In fact, Jorgmo's the one who ends up going down the dash. Okay.
My word, how does he catch reformed as well?
Yeah, that is an interesting one. Just trying to swing, I think, with him and trying to supplement it. Superman's holding that one angle. You can hear the footsteps here. Apoth, do you want to go for something crazy? Being watched. Now you can start to hear footsteps moving over towards A.
He knows where they all are, but how do you make a play from here? The door is open.
You gotta wait for them to try and walk into your line of sight, I think. There's one spotted. Still, boys, he's too clean with it.
Yeah, dealt with. And I think Faze's game plan coming out from the timeout is a lovely idea. They're expecting Faze to do something aggressive, and they don't. They just hold. They just held the entire time. They held. They waited for EG to make the aggressive play on the defense.
Just to get that mid-round info, like the pop flash play.
Yeah, and they punished it completely. Leg shot there onto Poised.
And Boosty, I think... Not much risk, I think, of them picking up the operator he's holding, but I still think you might want to save that one.
EG have been winning a lot of rounds in a row here, though, so I think their economy should still be in a pretty great situation. I mean, Com is max
they got
money.
Tons of money.
Yeah, and that's a prime game in Flawless. I mean, look at how this one went down. So Reformed goes for a peek there, and Baby Bay finds that timing to punish Jorgamo, and then he decides, okay, even if there's somebody holding on window, I'm just going to slide past it. How does Boostio hit that shot with an op? You know, the player model is smaller, they're moving a lot quicker.
Yeah.
And Baby uses that reposition to dodge the op shot and punish both of the players that were going for the aggressive play.
Just ridiculous.
So is that going to be the game plan from FaZe from now on? Are they going to try and take a really fast-paced composition and slow the game down? Looks like it again. This is almost exactly the same default slow-paced setup they're looking for.
Yeah, waiting it out.
But the question here, Bren, is what happens if EG don't make a move? What happens if they just wait for the exec? I don't think they're that worried about mid. Boostio at any point can, you know, take his op and go and look down that sight line and make sure they're not there.
Looks like they're setting up for potentially a bit of a split now with the KO ult. Catches onto Boostio. Yeah, now he can't TP away. They have to commit into this one, and he is trapped behind the pillar. Dashing all the way through the stun. It actually does miss him, and he's playing inside the lane. He knows their backside. He's going to be calling this to his team. Around tunnel, tries to hit the flick, but Baby does lock that one for the moment. Into the back of it as well, popping around the corner. Laser beams in hand, and it is a bit of a fake out. FaZe players rotating back into A, but not anticipating that Apoth was still just holding in cave the entire time.
Baby could be a bit of a threat, but he's the one whose position is known, honestly. And this round is going to get really strange. If they can win a duel against Apoth, it would make things so much less challenging for FaZe.
Have to try and coordinate the aggression now, but yeah, not enough players left standing for that one.
And EG are just coming from everywhere. These retakes have been so well coordinated in terms of EG just holding good positions. You've seen Apoth, Jorgamo, Com coming from flanks, whether it be A, whether it be on B. And even though that's not necessarily a flank from Apoth, he's controlling one area of the map that makes it a flank for the retake.
Yeah.
Interesting
ended
idea.
Up retaking from 3 different positions into A.
And did FaZe overheat there a little bit by choosing to go mid to A instead of just
they've been doing this
committing with Baby? I'm not sure.
They've been going for these pivots a lot.
They
Off
have.
the back of like pieces of utility. I mean, I bought it. I wasn't looking at the minimap. I saw it and I was like, ah, there's a hit coming through.
Well, Baby had a chance of just doing crazy amounts of work there on the hit. It definitely feels like FaZe think EG are in their heads. Like they're just reading into where Baby is. Yeah. So we've got to change it up. We've got to do something different. But at some point, maybe playing to your comp is better than trying to play to be unconventional or unexpected.
And those adjustments as well that you get, those mid-map adjustments, that's when the uncoordination starts to show. Okay, talking about picking up that first kill, the spam as well. It's a phantom moment right there. Don't see it often, but there we go. Finds one, pops the ultimate as well, just in case they're being pressured from that double door position. Doesn't know if the players are quite there, but my god, what a flick.
And this has just been the story the whole half. EG's able to get spam kills. They're flanking like Jorgamo again. They're just all over FaZe.
Pressure from every single position and angle.
From everywhere. And I think it's because FaZe's comp is a little bit too all in. So FaZe are really struggling to figure out how do we add that extra element in. They had a couple of adjustments with the slightly slower pieces, but Reform knows if he spams there, Baby's going in first. So either you stop people following Baby and you can isolate the Neon, or you're going to be able to get a kill on someone following him. 8-4 lead here, or 8-3, sorry, lead for EG. As FaZe group towards B, potentially to challenge Jorgamo and Boostio on this site.
I wonder what the play is here now, just very fast take. More spells being cast. Just in the pit, that's over towards A main right now. Jorgamo always popped off. Blade Storm, Boostio playing inside the Neon Wall. The fast lane does not get the value it was potentially looking for. The split is being read, but the players are all over the place. And now Com has to readjust the aim right now. And so much as potentially using that. What is that? Okay.
Com as the distraction keeps Superman rooted to the spot. And now it's all on Dicey. An 8-4 half would be a minimum here, but he's just dying inside the snake bite.
Doesn't even realize he's in it. It's fully flashed up. Reformed holds the angle. That is a nice series.
I mean, every single second round has been a force buy so far, so does it even matter who wins the pistols if they're planning on doing that? FaZe are going for a halls and mid push here. Kind of the Viper leading the way, which is unusual for Superman. He's with Baby and Apoth just checking it out.
Yeah.
And normally EG cook up something interesting on these pistols, but it looks like a fairly default A hit from them.
This is standard.
Oh, they're going kind of deep.
I mean, Jorgamo is quite separated, I think, when he's playing in his position. He's not going to be getting too much support with the door opened up. Fast flank coming down. They got to know that these players are here now, and they do. 2 of them right there taking these fights. Now just 2 players left standing for EG with that shock dart. Reformed. 90 health. As they go, he's going to have to rattle off some ridiculous shots, though, and he's just randomly spamming. I mean, listen, praying that he connects onto any other target.
And it's another massive one. I mean, listen, this isn't just a factor of EG being good at pistols. Faze have been tragic at pistols recently. They've been winning 31% of their pistols. They've won 5 out of 14 coming into this match.
Yeah.
And now they're even with EG. Every single time they're able to win one, it's massive. Because they also, previously, on Icebox, were able to fend off a force buy. I think EG should not be going for it here.
Have they learned a lesson?
When you are up 5 rounds, when you're in a 9-4 situation, I think it's better to consolidate, make sure that your economy doesn't go out of whack.
Don't throw away the lead.
Exactly.
That's what you're saying, yeah.
So, we'll see. I mean, it looks like they're just going to be content here to sit back, and this might be the easiest round 2, round 14 kind of situation we've seen.
Jugamo was the one who invested in the Sheriff. He's going to be contacting now into halls with Boostio alongside him. Headhunter bullets, of course, able to do some damage, and just hiding from this one.
I like that, though. I think they'll only expect Boostio to be there. Flyer aware of it, though. Catches Jorgamo.
Yeah, he covers it.
And Dicey's in a weird spot, suppressed.
This is right on top of the pyramid.
So confident. Just staying up there. Not that he could really leave.
Team at his back.
And like we thought, a fairly easy round for Faze to mop up. Nothing too crazy occurring here. Faze able to get things up. Whew, not too badly. All right.
Now we're looking at Faze Clan. Can they convert this bonus round, you know? Only 4 of them did survive, keeping the weapons going.
Yeah. And honestly, even just a bit of economic damage here. You know what's interesting at this point is that Dicey really could invest into a rifle. If Dicey goes for a rifle here, he's likely to have a tour de force for the next round. And one rifle could make a big difference on a bonus like this. He's choosing just to go with a Bulldog, giving himself a lot of economy to still work with.
Potentially to buy the Ops later.
Yeah.
When he gets into it, I think.
Yeah.
The major things he's probably thinking about. Faze are going for a big mid play here. So the deep dart, now they're going to start to try and triple take this into Elbow. It is being watched ever so slightly off to the side. You can see Boostio holding this off angle.
It's a good off angle unless they get close to him.
He catches him. I mean, Flyer was away, did some damage.
The question is whether or not they read Baby Bay. It would be so unusual for a solo Sova to be pushing out of B or pushing out of mid. So I think they've got to have some idea that there's more behind this. Oh, but Baby Bay's managed to catch the timing.
The gun's not good. Oh my goodness, don't worry. Don't worry, the stream was buffering when that happened. It's okay.
The Spectre is very wonky to use at long range.
Listen, can't fault it. Still got a kill.
Yeah. And there's more threats behind all of this. Superman's still in a deep position in mid. I mean, Faze, it's not necessarily the most coordinated bonus round in the world, but they're throwing different threats and asking EG, how are you going to deal with this one? What about this one?
Very quickly, a 4v4 can turn against them. Oh my goodness, the angle by Superman, the stun as well. The follow-up, Baby Bay, he's just leading the charge. Glides down straight into mid. That's a Spectre where it really hurts in close range.
Very nice stuff. Apoth, Jorgamo asked to bring this one back with a player disadvantage. They just don't know where these people are.
Yeah, the spike's been taken to B, by the way, as well.
10 seconds left.
Running his wee little legs there.
It's all down to whether Baby Bay can stop it. I mean, on this side of the map, Apoth has no chance. Baby Bay has his ult. I mean, there's just no way.
Yeah. Time running so low there.
Didn't even need it. Just slid into him with a Spectre.
Hey.
And that's just pure chaos from Faze. There's not
That's
necessarily...
where they thrive.
Yeah, it is where they thrive. The only level of coordination that was really in that round, sure, they all pushed out of B together, but they didn't really play off each other. The big level of coordination was that Superman was waiting for a stun in mid, waited too long, got caught, and then Baby Bay was able to follow up on it. So this piece was very nicely done. Still, the timing off a little bit with how Superman wanted to be supported, but Baby Bay made up for it, and that's a big bonus round win. It feels like the economy, it's almost like you can throw things away. It all comes down to whether or not they can convert the force rounds or the bonus rounds here in this series.
And they have set themselves up. Big round buffer into this one. It's looking pretty dire for Faze at the beginning of the half. With the bonus converted, the money's looking good. Rifles, Baby Bay just holding a slight angle. I think that they have injected the fear of God into EG because they are just holding for any sort of aggressive plays.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's not really off the back of utility, right? So if you're EG and you're thinking about, okay, how do we want to react to these plays? It's not like Faze are doing some explosive play on one side of the map with a recon, a flash, Baby sliding out with his wall. You can't read it as easily because they're just kind of contact pushing into you.
What is that? Okay. Superman gets just removed off the face of the map. Baby though still holding around, goes for the swing, Reform's covering it, and this is how you overheat. This is how you lose that lead. There was only the Sheriffs really in the hands of the EG players. You get the plant down. They knew the Reformed was in that angle though, so that is going to be an easy one for them. And now, wipe wall up. Post plant has to be played correctly. The ultimate falling is not ideal for them, and Poise picks an impeccable timing for it, but now we see it. Molly's sent straight up. Snake bites as well. Is there?
They have a
orb in
shock.
play. Shock dart's ready. Com cannot mess this up now. Half on the board.
Well, he hasn't quite found the timing. There was nobody there. Already half being used. They're worried about this.
Yeah, the timing. Is he going to get one more shot off? He does, just indeed. Still the player is...
They need to swing.
It is half they need to swing through, but Faze, they win it.
Yeah.
Wasn't close. Or the flank, or...
Well, we'll see what the EG adjustment is, because it could define whether or not they have a chance of winning here on Breeze.
Really have brought this close now with Faze. Only 2 more rounds behind in terms of tying up this map.
Icy suppressed here. Just walking forward, so much confidence.
The jiggle peak though. Information gains. I can't believe this. Dicey pushing past the rendezvous, straight into Cage's, contacting it. Is Com aware? Is he going to be able to hit this first shot? Doesn't win it out. Dicey though is trapped there, still has the rendezvous off.
And he can just leave.
Yep.
He can just get out. That's an amazing play by Dicey, and that's the whole question that I was asking. How does EG deal with a Faze team that is just going to walk into them? And Com did not have an answer. They weren't fast enough with a utility punish before he could get back to the rendezvous. Jorgamo is pushed deep into halls. Can he be the playmaker that EG needs right now?
There it is, no command. Door's going to be opening up. Dash off to the back. That's Boostiodo supplementing it. Has the rifle, has the angle. Make sure to shut at least some of it down. Still, Superman's got the 2 of them. It's going to be the Viper's Pit, though. Still dropped forwards. Oh, my God. They're dumping utility onto that one. Reform, no chance in hell of being brought back into the action. And now just Apov left alone. Spamming away. Vive's all very good at just trying to catch a stray onto somebody in here. And they're just going to raw spam it.
And there you go, EG, their economy broken again in a dire situation.
Faze are doing this.
Yeah, Faze really are. They're pulling off a comeback. We saw one from EG in map 1 that eventually took us to OT, but they couldn't get it over the line. We'll see whether the story's different here. Feels like these 2 teams are both on a knife's edge, honestly, because the halves have not been close, but the series has. And EG invested some big ultimates into that as well. Using the null command, getting the Viper's Pit down as well. But just always at a disadvantage, it felt like. Just straight from the off with Dicey finding the first pick. And these first blood engagements have been massively important in this series. Always important in Valorant, but for this series in particular, it feels like the teams are able to use that momentum to convert the 5v4s very efficiently.
Yeah. Definitely been hammering that one home. Unless you got a stream muted. Didn't blame you. We're British.
So this is a different look from EG. They're going to push Jorgamo somewhat deep in mid. I think they should be expecting there to be someone on this sight line, and there is. Maybe they're just spotting for a little bit of information, but as he drops off, there could now be someone getting up close to tunnel or close to nest. So that's going to keep Poise rooted here, covering both halls and nest from a very defensive position. There's a drone coming through the Viper's Pit right now as well, but the spike headed to A. So this is just a feint onto B.
And there's not really too much more committed behind that one. Players pulled into the back. Yellow Dicey though. Oh, okay, tour de force in hand, and that's just dropped down a slow at double doors. Good luck trying to push through that one. In fact, Boostio, good luck trying to get any sort of value. Knife, swing and a miss, I think. Right over his shoulder. Now the Hunter's Fury also there. Flyer denying that plant as soon as they heard that noise cue.
So much damage done here. The EG players are in tatters. Getting the spike down, but shock darted. I mean, the spike did get planted. A silver lining for EG, but it's not looking good.
No, it's not looking good at all. It's done, ripped across. What? Okay.
On earth.
Potentially to turn it here, though. can't get spray down enough. 2v1 APOC, not really a lot of health to work with, and he is shut down. The wall not going up in time for him to just escape the sightlines.
A couple of miraculous kills there towards the end, but EG are constantly finding themselves in disadvantageous situations.
Yeah.
These first kills, they just can't push the players that are aggressive off the angles. They're normally incredible in post plants. I mean, Evil Geniuses have been fantastic once they get the spike down. At this stage, they've been winning. They're the second best in post plants. They've been winning 77% of the time.
Yeah.
They're currently 0-4.
0-4.
And it's not because they're playing worse in the post plant. It's because, in my opinion, they are losing so many players getting to the post plant. And that's what Faze are doing really well. That's also what EG were doing well on their defense. Making every spike plant costly.
It's so interesting that stylistically you're coming in, you're looking at the numbers. Both of these teams are, I'm not going to say opposites of one another, but very different styles.
Yeah, they really
want to play, and yet very mirrored halves.
Yeah.
As we've been swapping it around.
Yeah.
In terms of the way their game plan is.
We're also really in unknown territory for both of these teams when it comes to Breeze. I mean, EG are playing their normal composition, but we haven't seen them play it against the top team in a while, so hard to tell. We haven't seen them play it against the top team at all, actually, with this roster.
Ooh, my word. Anyway, just Crouch taking a slight off angle there. Stun just launched into main to try and push them back as soon as the utility was being used, but they're not quite ready for this one.
The knife was fantastic from Poised. It cancelled the drone and took knives away from Jorgamo. EG are having to pivot here, but they have the A site if they can push Dicey away or find a pick. But he's been so dangerous.
Unconventional misses from him, and now is being hard pressured. He needs some help, though, from the rest of his team. He's swinging around. He's taking a forward position round yellow, and there's the help. Finally, Poise comes back in. The fragment nade as well, the bullets, everything in order. They shut down that aggressive approach. Actually, a little one tap from APOF, but good luck in this scenario, son. Gonna need it. Gonna need a bit more than luck, I think, as well.
And Poise just making sure there was no chance there. All of Poise's utility extremely good in that round. And the support that he had for Dicey was excellent and perfectly timed. You can definitely see, though, that EG had an idea there. They wanted to force Dicey's rendezvous and then use Jorgamo's updrafts to try and punish it while he's in his, he's straightening his tie or whatever he does once he comes out of it. Unfortunately, they just overstepped themselves a little bit trying to get that kill. Listen, at the end of the day, you've got to make plays like that when you're on an eco round yourself. But for EG, it hasn't worked whether or not they have rifles in their hands. And the economy for Faze is just out of control at this point. They got double op, they got an op in Neon just for the hell of it.
Yeah. Double op set up now for them. Good flash over the top, that stops the potential aggression through this double doors area. In fact, they've even just dropped down the nade. Hunter's Fury, though, from far enough distance, it's not going to get cancelled out by the KO ult, but they've worked their way so deep. EG. Boys dropping, still flyer. No one's dealing with him right now on the staircase. He's going to be able to pick up his teammate. The stuns as well, just in case they try and put that pressure in. But Poise, he's back in action. Happily so. APOP, last one standing. Again, this is a familiar sight. Only this time doesn't have the spike down to play around, and the shots are whiffing.
And he can't find it at all. Faze, what a comeback from them. This is different to Icebox. At least on Icebox, we saw Faze have some chances of, fighting back in that second half.
Yep.
EG have had nothing. Not a single thing is working for them. Their players haven't even really been heating up. There have been like some small moments, but fundamentally, they are getting outclassed. And this was EG's opportunity, Bren, to get first seed. They did so well to beat Optic in the previous week. And now coming in here, this was supposed to be their crowning moment of finally proving they are a team that can actually go the distance. And instead, they've run into a white-hot Faze with a great game plan. On their defense sides, at least. And Faze are looking hot to trot. A reminder that this is really a fight for like 2nd through 4th seed. All of those spots are up for grabs if there's a 3-way tie.
Dicey's really just trying to creep up on this angle again.
He's been crazy good in this spot, but look how tight the angle is that he's holding.
Yeah, EG also are pretty aware of this. You can see they had multiple players holding that one angle just in case he chose to re-peek. They're aware that he could be still played up here. I mean, they didn't force him to use his TP. Drone being held, it looks like, as well. Just to the side by Com.
I think they just paused for a moment here as Apoth went to make sure he hasn't pushed past the rendezvous as he did previously. For Dicey, does he still expect people to here?
No way.
It's so well done.
As soon as the wall goes up, that's the timing he takes. He knows that there's going to be one of the players droning. Even with the coverage there, the shot just wasn't hit. Dicey's safe. Once more back there, shuts the door again. He's like, no, thank you, not today. Close that one. One less sightline to worry about. And 30 seconds are left on the board here. EG struggling to come up with these answers.
They need to force Dicey away once more. He's going to be playing behind the wall, but this guy's always going to take the opportunities to press forwards, and he is again.
Yeah.
Pushes ahead of the Viper wall with the help of Flyer's drone, and he's just
Right
pulling him to
behind him.
pieces.
No bullets left. Quick little reload. 10 seconds. And that is the round.
What a performance from Dicey. The dynamic duo of Dicey and Baby Bay has been much talked about, but Dicey has been hyper consistent, finding them first kills over and over again. And even though the comp is built around Baby Bay on the attack side, the defense half has just been dominated by these kind of kills.
Yeah, this guy is the 1-2 punch, honestly. The phaser, consistently able to deliver. Play close games against most opponents, but they have come into this clearly the right ideas.
And what a heat up from them. They started this group stage in kind of tragic condition. They went 0-2 at the beginning, if I remember correctly.
We kept talking about how horrible that is for teams. If you go 0-2 in the groups initially, very low chance of even trying to make the playoffs.
And they could, listen, there are still games that matter later on down the line, but they could finish as high as second in Group B if they're just able to get this one last round.
And that's what stands between them and taking away this series now. The quick dash once more. Try and cut up those line of sight angles. Baby Baby was fully blind, but still just finds the correct angle to try and spam. And this is a crumble from EG. With the Viper's pit dropped, a potential possibility, but not anymore. Apof's gone. Prom just being pressured, and Faze, I mean, what a way to finish the map. Swarming them.
And adding even more chaos to VCT groups. When you thought Group B was understandable,